Hey there guys, gals, and non-binary pals, GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Central Time. I am an independent author, an avid reader, and a cat mom of 4. And today we are dealing with an ARC that was sent to me by Random House Bantam Books, and that is The Library After Dark. Let's get into it. So I want to give a big thank you to Bantam Books and Random House for sending me this ARC for free of charge in exchange for my honest review. All opinions are my own. Who else's would they be? And let's start with the basics of the book. So the book is called The Library After Dark by Ande, Pliego. It comes out May 5th, 2026. It is described as a dark, whimsical, locked room thriller set in a haunted library. And let's get into the book blurb. A bookseller must escape an infamously haunted library that holds her darkest secrets. But with a murderer in the tour group, escaping alive is not as simple as it seems. In this twisted, locked room thriller from bestseller author You Are Fatally Invited, he's trying to dig up the skeletons in her closet. She'll do anything to keep them buried. Arya Stokes is finally feeling settled. She lives in a tiny New York apartment and works as a bookseller at a local shop, and has even taken a leap of faith in love by indulging in her attraction to a bookstore regular Jasper, and he seems to already know her well. As a Valentine's Day surprise, Jasper gets the two of them tickets to an exclusive after-dark tour of the Daedalus Library, a grandiose establishment famed for its immersive genre-based reading rooms and more notoriously, its rumored hauntings. While Arya normally loves all things ghastly, this place holds more dark secrets than she'd prefer Jasper to know. Like the last time she was here, she left a body behind. But when the automatic door entry malfunctions and Arya, Jasper, and 5 other people in the tour become trapped in the library, they are forced to venture through the storied rooms and hidden passageways of the Daedalus in search of escape, and Arya quite literally has nowhere to hide from the shadows of her past. Then the group learns there's a murderer in their midst. Now, as she tries to break out of the library's intricate reading rooms, Arya has to decide who she can trust and what secrets are best kept buried if she wants to make it out alive. This book is a multiple POV. It's very immersive. You jump between characters in the chapters. There's 5 parts to the story, and what they're there to see on the tour is the restored copy of the Dark Hearth Tales, which is supposedly older than the Brothers Grimm's fairy tales and inspired things like Alice in Wonderland and Beauty and the Beast. Inspired all the great stories we know today come from the Dark Hearth Tales. So that's what they're there to see. It's a cursed manuscript. Everyone who's ever owned it has wound up dead, usually by suicide. The library founder is obsessed with the macabre, a couple on romantic turned dark nightmare. This is a mystery thriller with the tropes of locked rooms, secret passageways, heists, survive the night stakes, delicious tension, and everyone is a suspect, because literally everyone in this group is guilty of something. Like, there are no truly white knight characters. Everyone has their own agenda, everyone has their own reasons, everyone has something to hide and something to go after. This book does a couple of things that you don't see in as many books as I would like nowadays, which is it has a map of the library, and it also gives us a cast of characters, like you would get in if you were reading a play, which I absolutely loved. So the cast of characters is Saskia Voss, librarian at Daedalus and guide for the After Dark tour; Arya Stokes, Jasper Knox's +1, bookseller and library and information science major; Jasper Knox, architect; Callum Green, professor at the University of Edinburgh and rare manuscript expert; Michelle Baudelaire, award-winning middle-grade fantasy horror author; Piper Kingston, assistant journalist covering the Dark Hearth Tales anniversary celebration; Ruth Howard, retired nurse; Weston Martinez, prep school teacher, book enthusiast; and Dorothy Jessel, unknown. I love that the final guest is just unknown. Like, that's literally what the book says. I didn't know what to expect with this one, And it has several twists. Like, there are a lot of twists in this book. And a couple of them I did see coming, but the major twists to deal with, like, hidden identities and things I did not see coming because they were either multi-layered or multifaceted, or you were inspired to look one way when something else happened that was right there the whole time. It was so good. This book, I haven't loved a thriller like this in a long time. Like, the introduction to the book is told from the point of view of the person. We don't know who it is because they're not introduced, and they don't say, "Hi, my name is so and so and I'm killing people." Like, it's talking about how the night has gone wrong and there's more people dead than they're expecting to be, and it sets the tone in this absolutely beautiful way for the rest of the book. This book currently has a 4.01 on Storygraph right now from readers who've gotten advanced reader copies. For me, this one is clearly 5 of 5 stars. I try not to talk about arcs that I didn't love unless there's an actual problem with the subject matter to them, because it just feels, even when it's a big 5 publishing house like this one is, it just feels wrong to make a dig at another author's work. So for pacing, I would say this one is fairly fast paced. The majority of readers did rate it as a medium paced book, but I read this one in 2 days, I think. It's not terribly long, but it's not incredibly short either. It's kind of in the middle, but I just devoured this one. This book has gothic elements to it. One of those being your classic gothic element where the setting is one of the characters in the story. That where you are is so lush and alive that it feels like another character, and this one delivers on that. But I would still say it's mainly character driven because we've got people with motives and we're switching points of view, and they're being ushered through the library by a seemingly unseen force that is the person who is responsible for all of the deaths in the library. Character development wise, I would say this one, it's complicated. Some characters do develop and they make changes. Since the book takes place over the course of a couple of hours, it's hard to call a lot of it's hard to have a lot of character development in that. The characters it was so good because it would have you, it focuses on some characters more than it does on other characters. Like, Arya is clearly the main character of the book, and I think she does have a majority of the sections within the parts of the book, of the chapters within the parts of the book, are her point of view. But they're not all from her point of view, and she is just as much potentially a bad guy as anyone else. Like, this is 100%, you have no idea who the bad guy is until all of this goes down, because, like I said, all of them could be the bad guy because all of them have done something. This one is one that I will probably be revisiting because it has a lot to chew on in a way that a lot of thrillers and mysteries don't. This one is for an adult audience. It's not a YA or middle grade book. It is written for an adult audience, particularly because of all the murder, death, killings. But I would say this is one of my favorite books I've read this year. Like, it is a strong contender for favorite book of the year. Have you read Ande Pliego's other book? I'm probably going to track down a copy from my local library and read that. As this video is posted, it is National Library Week. So remember, all the books are free at your local library if you have a library card. I'd love to hear what you're reading. If this is one that you plan on reading or possibly skipping, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.